So, hold on, let me get this out of the way. So, this is devlog number 2. Actually, there was a devlog number 2 at one point, but it was like a month after, like the first one, and like nothing got done for the most part, and the audio was all screwed up and stuff as well. So this is welcome back to devlog number 2 of this stupid game, Shrek and Garfield, the game. It's been over a year since the last devlog, and I kind of forgot that I did the first one until a couple days ago. So the game looks completely different now, pretty much. It's been a lot of work has been done over the past year. I mean, sorry, I'm congested. Sorry. But a lot of work, done a lot of work myself, the one person making this game. So it's like I watched the last devlog a little bit ago, yesterday night, and I just realized how bare bones it was when I made it. You know, like there was pretty much nothing in place that there is now. I mean, there was the pause menu. There might have been the inventory menu, like you see here. And there were like overworld enemies. That's something that I've got to redo as well. Because that was like one of the more recent things I had done at the time of the first devlog, and given that was a long goddamn time ago. So, pretty much everything, especially all the sprites, have been essentially replaced. A few of them, like the McDonald's here, I've got to replace this as well. Like it's a newer iteration, but I still don't like this as much as I like the some of the newer ones. Also, this is a stupid area here. I was thinking about this. Like, I had just put this in yesterday because what I've been doing is I've been remapping all this stuff. So this is like the second time that's happened. So about 6 months ago, or a little over that, I redid the layout of the town Shrekville here, and sort of changed where everything was. And now I've gone and done it again because I, have a decent idea of what the game is going to be, what you're going to be doing in the game, where the game is going to be like, and just to sort of like with the swamp entrance here. So in the last devlog, like over a year ago, it was just Shrek's house was here. Like there was not even there was nothing. It's just Shrek's house, and here you can go into the entrance. There's a whole area out here with his truck and everything, the outhouse, and you can even go inside the house. I really hope this is okay. That's good. I'm kind of nervous that one of these teleporters won't work, because I had just replaced all of this yesterday, because I was sort of finishing up the remapping, and I just wanted to make sure all the teleporters were going to the right place, and I changed how that worked as well, because it used to be that it would just teleport you to whatever location you would put in the teleporter, God, I'm really congested. Sorry. This is going to sound disgusting, isn't it? But Now it's I have to set up points, and this is just so I can define the points in this script that I've made. Um, it's actually like hard coded in because I don't want to like lose it, you know. Uh, and that basically defines where you can warp to. So um, you can't just warp to like a random location and then I'll forget about the teleporter being there, and then you can use it and you can teleport out of bounds. That's the concern. So that was a big fix, big old fix that I did just yesterday. And this house sprite I also did yesterday. This little house here, because I needed an extra house in this spot. Um, I was planning on the interior being differently shaped, so I gotta change that. But yeah. So actually, I suppose I should talk about some of the new stuff, like the general new stuff. I've just kind of been rambling for a minute. So this is obviously the inventory menu, like I showed. Everything kind of animates now. It's nice. You can see the pages. You can see your inventory storage. You can look at things. You can use things. You can buy things. And pretty much everything has new UI from the first build. And I mean, especially the battle is wild, like completely different. You know, like when I was watching it yesterday, I was like, oh, I had a skeletal battle system done, and indeed I did. I have to go to the debugging room actually, because I don't have any like the overworld enemy things set up right now. I can just go over here and I can initiate this. So this is what battle looks like now. I personally think it's a hell of a lot better, and I think that's, you know, pretty objective, that it looks a lot better just in every respect. And you may also notice that the game is now in widescreen, which was kind of a... I'm surprised it took me as long as it did to actually implement, because, you know, when I started this out, I was gonna like crop the screen to like native Game Boy resolution, which looking back now is a very terrible idea. Uh, but yeah, you know, allowing me to do widescreen sort of allowed me to put everything in better places. So, like, one of the big issues I had with the battle system is that the characters would cover up the enemies, you know, um, and also that you couldn't really see the characters' faces, and like that was a big thing because you know, it's very character central. The battles are, you know, like I don't want the player to be like, oh, you know, this is me battling. Like, no, this is the characters battling, and you're just saying what they do. So, yeah, Shrek doesn't have all his sprites yet. Garfield has quite a bit more than him. He has the thinking one, which I like. Kind of funny. So, he doesn't have the hurt one either, currently. So there's some various sprite stuff that I've got to change, like Leakward's attacking thing is not very great, in my opinion. So he's dead. And you get experience points and money, and then it just goes back to where you were. So, yeah, that's nice. There are chests and stuff too. I think, like, this chest at least, like, doesn't have, like, a thing on it. Like a thing where it changes the layer of the object. So it, like, it'll... Or it does. Okay. Never mind. Forget what I was saying. I thought that would, like, go below Shrek's feet, but apparently it does not. Okie doke. Yeah, so, this is the debug room. This is new. can warp places from these characters here, who are just kind of standing here weirdly. And then these things all do different things with like items, whatever variables you can have in the game. And then you can also get right attacks here, which are a new thing as well. So right attacks are like pretty much the strongest version. How it kind of works, you know, is that there are 3 different levels of attacks. Like there's the standard attacks, which you use the weapons, and I can take a look at all of them here. These are probably subject to change, but basically you can equip a weapon and that'll become your standard attack, right? And then you have special attacks, which are unique. Hold on. I don't know if I have things for special attacks, do I? I do not. Huh. But yeah, you can see the special attacks here, and these are very subject to change. Because that's one of the next things I want to work on, is sort of making it feel good, having synergy, that sort of stuff. So it feels like sensible to play, and you're not just like doing random things like, why does this character have this attack? Like, okay, just attack for strong, you know? I want to add like a layer of strategy, you know? Like different things work better against different enemies and in different situations and stuff. Sorry. And there are different things you can do between the characters that, you know, you use their special attacks to do that are good. Very good word explanation right there. So, that is, and that's a big overview. There's a bunch of other stuff. I mean, there's, the ITM, so this is like an item storage, which is kind of like your main inventory of stuff that isn't on your person. You know, obviously it's item storage, but when you buy stuff from shops as well, okay. When you buy stuff from shops, you can also choose to put it in the ITM directly. You know, in addition to each of the characters. And it basically acts just as in your regular inventory space, you know? But the issue is that I just don't want the characters to be able to hold on to infinite amounts of items, like in many RPGs, because that is a big issue. Because it can just make battles go on forever. And there can be no real strategy because, oh, you just have all these healing items that you haven't used, or all these whatever, attacking items, whatever, you know, and you can just use those to sort of like blast through boss battles or whatever without any real strategy. And my goal is that, you know, even though it sounds like a limitation, you know, like, oh, you won't be able to hold as many items as you'd like, I want that to make the game more challenging, you know, because that's a big part of what I'm trying to do. I want it to be a game where you can be involved, where it feels satisfying to play, you know, where you can be like, oh yeah, I figured this out, and oh yes, this works well, I can do this in this situation. Like you have a say in what's going on. It's not just like mashing the A button over and over, which has been one of my major goals in designing the battle system thus far, is that I don't want that to happen, you know, and that's kind of the deal with the 3 layers of attacks that I talked about. So that's kind of done to prevent just like, oh, use attack, oh, use attack, oh, use strong special attack, and again, like your onions and your papers and stuff, which determines when you use special and right attacks, don't carry over between battles. which means you can't just, max out your SP and then, like, immediately do a shitload of your strongest special attack over and over until the boss dies, you know? It's always a risk-reward sort of thing, where there's a lot more options that you're given at each certain point because there are limitations, So that's my design philosophy, really, with this. And then also, here's something, cutscenes. This is just debug cutscene. That was something I worked on before I started redoing a bunch of the sprites lately. But that's to come. So that's like the base thing is in place for cutscenes now, which is nice. And really, a lot of the base work code for this game is like in place. So, like I've got to do a couple of things. Like I've got to add like support characters because they're gonna be like Donkey and then Pharaoh are gonna join you, and they're gonna be able to attack alongside you, and you're gonna be able to see them, and they're gonna do a bunch of cool stuff. So that's like one of the last things I need to do right now, anyway. And then more stuff for boss battles, but a lot of the major code is like done. Like the system is pretty much there, and I need to make a lot of sprites and make the game now, pretty much. And yeah, that's, actually, I do have an appointment in a little bit, so I'm sorry if I'm sounding rushed, but, yeah, this is, that's sort of what's happened. I didn't talk about keepsakes either. Keepsakes are like weapons, but, well, not really like weapons. You equip them like weapons, but they give you like special modifiers. So kind of like, I mean, the main thing I was kind of inspired by was like badges in Paper Mario, because I really love, like in the original Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, just how much customizability it gives, where you can choose how you want to play the game. And this is sort of done to that respect, doing this just so I can remember if I want to look back if I change these, but yeah, that's the most of what's happened in the game. Again, it's a lot more of a complete game now, and I suppose I can go to Darkman's Castle exterior. So just to show you, I want to replace these lamppost sprites, like one of the next things I do, probably today. But I guess just to end it off, I'll show, this is the castle area. This is a fountain. And this is this giant-ass castle sprite I did. Like, it's absolutely massive. I saw, like, one single sprite, well, it's not a tile map thing. It's a one sprite. It's an object. So, yeah. Yeah, that's, all I can really think of at the moment. That's, like, major, because I'm also running out of time. I'd show, like, some of the buildings and stuff. But I can't really do that right now. Because, like I said, it is 2:53 in the afternoon, and I've got an appointment in 7 minutes. But I just figured I'd use this time because nobody's really home right now, and nobody can hear me talk or interrupt me about this. So, yeah. I guess that's just kind of, the state of the game currently. Here's Pharaoh. Yeah. Yeah, so next is getting the rest of the sprite work done. I've got to do the interiors of the homes, and then I guess doing the shit for chapter 1 as well as just planning out some more battle stuff for it to be more cohesive and more satisfying to play. But yeah, that's this is an empty area because this is where you're gonna enter the Stinkwood Gardens. Haven't made the sprite for that yet. So yeah, that's about it. That's about it for now. I suppose I will see myself. I mean, it's really just going to be me watching this, unless this game actually happens to be finished at some point, and I choose to show people it. So, I guess, yeah, that's all I really wanted to say for now. Maybe I'll make another devlog when the first chapter actually gets a decent way done, you know? Do some trailer stuff, maybe. Probably not. I mean, I've been saying I wanted to make a trailer since, like, fucking October, and it's, August. So,